Right, okay, everybody. So, what I'm looking to do today is a range test of the DJI Mini 2. Now, I've seen a lot of videos before where it's saying that it's capable of up to 10 kilometres. I have seen it get up to 10 kilometres, but what I'm really interested in is actually getting my drone back. I don't want to have to drive 10k to go and find the drone later. So, today we're going to do a bit of a real world check on range and quality. And what I'm going to try and do is get everything filmed for you so you can see what I see. So just a quick note about the hardware. So like I said, it's a DJI Mini 2. When we look through at the battery, so this battery has been cycled 5 times now. So actually it's ideal for range. We don't want the battery too new. So at the moment, I've been having a few little issues with the compass, and the app was a bit glitchy the other day. So what I've done purely is refresh the software on the desktop app. I've also reinstalled the app, so I'd be curious to see how she flies today. So what we'll do, we'll get her up in the air.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Good signal. Drone's looking quite stable. So where we're at the moment, we're in the middle of a field. So my location is on the Isle of Wight in East Cowes. You can see as we go around in the middle of the field, we're aiming to fly down there. We're going to go straight down the River Medina. What we're going to do, you can see on the right hand side there, we've got all these trees, so we don't want to be going that way. I have flown that way, and realistically you get about a kilometre and then you start to lose signal. So this is where we are now. We have got a few electricity cables in front of us, so I have had interference before, so I'm just going to start recording our flight. So what we'll do is we'll go up to about 100 metres, that way I know we're nice and safe, we're not going to knock into anything. We're going to fly straight down river, so there's no risk of us if anything does go wrong, for hurting anybody, and we'll see how we get on. So I've done this a few times now. The furthest I've actually gone with this drone is about 2.5 kilometres. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick to all of the app settings. We're going to start to ease forward. We're going to stick to all the safety. So when it tells me to return, I'm going to return. So we're going to stick at about 100, and we're just going to go straight down the river. Now what I'm expecting is a bit of signal dropout. I'll be surprised how far we get. It is very windy out here today. We're at about 34 degrees centigrade in temperature as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the drone gets on in the heat. So the wind's actually against us at the moment. So we've got a bit of a headwind. I'm expecting it to be a bit slower out. So we'll see how that goes on battery. Now I've done this previously and it was battery limited. Today's a little bit clearer, so let's see how we get on today. The idea of this is, for me, relatively new drone user, is I want to get out to where I want to be, take my photos, do whatever I want to do, but make sure I'm safe at getting the drone back. So I watched a video this morning. The chap got it to 10.5 kilometres and then ditched into somebody's field. I don't really want to do that. So what we're going to do is just head straight down and we'll see where we get. And you're going to have the full view of my flight controller as well. So previously what I've done is I've gone out in sport mode. The logic I thought behind that was that I could get there quicker. So I did get further, but I'm interested to see. A lot of people on the forums are saying head out in normal and see how far you get. Wow, it is windy today. So we have got a real strong wind, so it's going to have some effect on it. I'm also going to try and stay straight down this river now. What I'll have to do is go by the map down on the bottom left. Once the signal starts to drop, we'll just follow the map, which I find is actually quite reliable. We'll start to get break up. So if anybody has noticed, this is the Isle of Wight, and I'm flying down the River Medina, heading towards the main town on the island called Newport. We've just gone over a kilometre now already, flying at 101 metres. So we're at 8.2 metres per second speed. So like I said, there is quite a strong headwind, but it should make us a little bit safer of getting back. But what we'll do on this flight is we will just go by the DJI safety features. So as soon as it tells me to return, I'll return and just let the app take over. So 1200 meters. Everything's good at the moment. We see these little dropouts in the signal there in the top right. So we've got good signal now, and then suddenly it interfered. But like I said, I am stood right behind some electricity cables, so whether that has something to do with it, I do not know. I will try this again. Like, you see those hills up in the distance there. I'm thinking about going and perching on top of one of those and trying this again, see how far we get. Just going to try and straighten up on the river a little bit there. I'm going to try and keep the movements down to a minimum on this flight, just to save every last little bit of battery we have. So keeping steady on speed, 1.5 kilometres out now. So there we go, there's the first wind warning. I find we get quite a few of these. I'm not going to drop in altitude, they tend to disappear. Touch wood, I've not had any issues there. Now the map doesn't really tie in what we're seeing on the screen there. It's showing us down the river, but the map's showing us going over land. So that's a bit strange. Let's rely on what we're seeing rather than the GPS. So we're coming up towards 2 kilometres now. So far so good. Last time I tried this, I had a few issues at about 2.5 kilometres, and the drone decided to return to home there because of signal. So I don't know how we get on today. Like I said, it is a clear view down the river, so pretty much line of sight. But there is going to be a lot of interference. So there we go, we've gone over the 2 kilometres. We've got 73% battery, 16 minutes remaining. Still nice and clear. I'm just going to aim for that middle because when my signal does break, I don't feel I can rely on that map at the moment. Bring that out, that shows us over land. So that could be something to do with the compass issues I had. Like I said, it come up saying that I had loads of compass issues and recalibrate. I don't know why I did that really, but I've noticed that a lot of people on the forums are saying their Android phones are struggling. This is an iPhone 13 I'm using. I haven't had many issues, so we're pushing up towards the 2.5 kilometres now. Still going strong at the moment. The signal is, 2 bars there on the screen. Doing good. Still got good interaction on the control at the moment, which is really positive, so I can still control the drone, but there you go, there's our first weak signal warning. So I've noticed that the actual video cuts out a lot quicker than the map, and it looks like on the map it's starting to tie back in. You can even see my last flight path there, which is a really good feature. And something we've got to be aware of here as well is on the island we've got a couple of prisons, and when I was flying over there earlier I got the first warning coming up from DJI saying about restricted airspace. So one thing we noticed is that on this it doesn't follow your original route back, it will just go line of sight. So you just got to be a little bit careful about where you're actually flying to make sure on the return to home it will come back. So at the moment we're at 28,500 meters away, 8 meters per second, so it's still nice and steady. We're at 64% battery. Signal's really good at the moment still. Signal is really good. So we're going strong. We're about to touch over the 3K. So there we go, 3 kilometers away, and the signal is really good. I can still control the drone. I can still bring the gimbal down. A little bit juddery there, to be fair, on the gimbal. So we're heading into the main town now. We'll try and follow this river, but whether I'll be able to do it when the display goes, it may be better to go in a straight line. It'd be nice if we could follow that river. So really good today. The signal's really, really good. I don't understand the difference, because 1 minute you can come out to the exact same spot.
Battery level is low. The aircraft will go to the home point in 10
So there we go.
seconds.
So the battery's starting to come low. So what we're going to do is going to let it do its thing. I'll tell you what, I'll cancel it this front. I'll let it cancel once. We'll go a little bit further, because I know we have got that tailwind to come back. So I'm going to try and follow the river. Like I said, I'm starting to lose breakup. We're past 3.5 kilometres now. I'm going to let the battery go to 55%, because quite honestly, I am not brave enough to go any further. Let's bring that down. It's quite a nice view there. So I've got the overexposure warnings on there. I forgot to turn that off. So we've got a bit of exposure there that I can edit out a bit later. So at 57%, come on, let's go to the 4K. Let's go to 4 kilometers and bring it back. We're almost there. Let's bring the gimbal back up. See where we're going. So the river's run out there, so we're going over the main town. So we're right in the heart of Newport now. 56% battery, 55. So I'm going to just go to the 4 kilometer and then I'm going to just bottle it and bring it home. Okay, almost there. Weak signal. So the signal's starting to go now. Come on, where's that
Maximum flight distance reached.
4 kilometers?
Go home.
So I'm going to bring it back now. Now that was interesting. I didn't realise that I had a range on there at maximum. I'm not going to change anything because I want it to come home nicely, but I must have set a range on there somewhere. Max distance, there it is. Max distance 3,990. Didn't realise I had that on there. There you go. That's the first. Let's tell this is the first time I've gone this far. So that's really good. So it's coming home. Actually, the signal's breaking up a little bit, but that by far is the furthest this drone's flown with me. So I honestly don't know what it is. I mean, I suppose the one difference I've done with this video is I have put airplane mode on. The last video I was trying to take, I was getting notifications from the wife, and it was just a nightmare. So maybe that's making a difference. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it, if it is making a difference? But I am a bit worried because I have let the battery go a little bit further than what I'd normally go, but I don't know. We'll soon find out. We are a little bit faster, a little bit, 10.5 meters a second. So at least I was right on my wind speed direction. That's good. Should have turned those overexposures on. That's not an issue. It's fine. So realistically, 4K. I mean, that was impressive. It's such a small drone. It's such a tiny little drone. To be able to go 4 kilometers and still have good signal, be able to move around, take photos, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. I think realistically, if I didn't have that wind and didn't have it set to 4 kilometers maximum, that we should have been able to go a little better. But you can see on the map there that we're following a completely different line back. So that's what you've got to be wary of. And I first came across that this morning when I tried this before about these airspace. So something to note, really. So we're just coming back up river at the moment. Now I am positioned right in that top corner up in the middle near the mouth of the river there. So that's where I'm positioned. Look at the map. Let's see if we zoom out a little bit where we've got to go. So you can see the kind of flight path from earlier on, but you can see that line of sight now coming straight across, and just over to the left there it says Parkhurst. That's that airspace. It's actually quite an early warning. We're nowhere near that, to be fair. Let's hope she comes home. I mean, the more I fly this thing, the more confident I'm getting in this about it actually coming back. I've had a few near misses where I think I'm going to lose it. I've lost signal completely altogether, and it's come straight back. It is really impressive bit of kit. I am concerned about this battery. I maybe shouldn't have pushed it so far, but so we've got a little bit more speed on the way up there. We've got 6 minutes. I think we'll be alright. It's going to be close. It will be close. Worst case scenario, I'll ditch in the field, but I don't really want to have to get in the car and go and rummage through a farmer's field today. If I can get away with it. Refreshing the firmware's definitely sorted out the calibration issues I was having. I don't know whether that was an update or a little bug in the software somewhere. The software number stayed the same, just refreshed it, did the controller at the same time. Definitely made a difference going into airplane mode on the phone, so I'll do that in the future as well. So in theory it should start panning round. Let's bring it over so we can see. So we're basically directly in the middle there now, so you can see those little clump of fields there. So I don't know, I'm getting more confident I'm going to get this back. We're a kilometre and a half away. It hasn't told me I'm not going to get it back. Whether it does that or not, I haven't gone that far of it. Here's someone else who's got a drone up in the air as well. So I'm relatively new to the drone world. This is my first what I call proper drone. So this is, like I said, the Mini 2. And so far, it's blown me away. For such a small drone, it's amazing what it can do. I know there's other apps out there as well that you can make it do more, so like the waypoints. I really like the idea of the waypoints, especially on the return to home. You could have it directly go down that river. I can pick the points all up. I don't know. I just don't have faith. I don't have faith in an aftermarket app. I think I'd rather just stick to the app that was designed to work with that drone. But I don't know, I might try it one day, just on some short trips and see what happens. But at the moment, I'm a little bit of a wimp, and I tend to stick to what I know. I've gone out my comfort zone today for you guys here, going a bit further. Well, we've got 26% left, 4 minutes. Yeah, we should do it. We should do it. Nice steady speed still, 10.5 meters per second, and that's 700 meters away. So again, I always stick around about this height. It's below the maximum altitude, which is good, but it's also, I know around here, you can just see there, if I just point towards it there, you can just see that you've got some power station tunnels over there, chimneys, sorry. So I know that I'm higher than those, worst case scenario. So I'm just down there. So just past that electricity pylon there. I'm just down there. So we're definitely getting her back today. So what I've got, and what I'm using is the DJI safety pack that holds it all in as a landing pad today. Don't really fancy landing this field. It's just been harvested, so it's a little bit rough. So definitely confirm that going out in normal mode gives you a lot more range, pretty much double. Low battery warning there, look, at 20% left. So yeah, definitely get more range in normal, which does make sense in fairness. So I can hear it now, so she's right above me. And let's see if I can get it back onto this landing pad. There she is. She's right above me, so hopefully I'll get the landing now.
Landing.
There we go, right on cue. So 18% battery left. So again, you've got a lot of safety features in this. DJI are a bit conservative about their battery usage, but I'd much rather it that way. I don't know, maybe I could get a bit cocky and go a bit further, but you know, if you push it too far, I'm just going to lose it, and I really don't want to lose this drone. Where are you? There you are. So I'm going to have a little go of landing on this pad. Don't really want to be replacing the propellers if I can help it. It's flashing red at me. It doesn't like it. It's shouting at me a little bit. But there we go. Here she comes. It's so windy up there. Still 16% battery left. 4 minutes of flight time. So let me try and bring it down. It's so windy. Come on. Don't want you on the grass. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. So I wouldn't have gone any further than the 4 kilometers anyway. So I think the max range for me today, I'm happy with that. 4 kilometers away. That's by far the furthest that I've flown with this. And we still had really good signal at the end of it. So the whole point of this video today was just to show in the real world what you're going to get. You could probably extend it, like I said, if you're a bit higher up, away from any kind of interference, you could get a bit further, but we're battery limited rather than signal limited. So I don't think, maybe if the wind was dropped down a little bit more, you could get a bit further. Maybe again in cinema mode, maybe you could get a bit further, but I think that would be painfully long waiting for that to go that far. So I think, 4 kilometers in fairness, you can't complain at that, I don't think. This new OcuSync signal is amazing compared to the old Wi-Fi. So again, looking at the battery, we're left with 14%. Let's see, can I take off again?
Take off.
Yeah, look,
The
so
home
she's still
point
got the
has been
power there.
updated. Please check it on the map.
So it's shouting at me, it doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. But I've still got full manoeuvrability. I can operate the gimbal still. Spin it around. That's pretty impressive. So I will bring it back down. So let's see if it's going to actually let me. I'm going to have to go 20 meters off the ground to get the return to home. Look at that, you've still got 11% battery left. We've gone over 4 kilometers, 8 in total to come back. The return to home really doesn't, it won't let you do the return to home. I think the battery's too low, so it'll be a manual land. This will be
Critically low
interesting.
battery.
Okay, I'm coming. Let's not push our luck.
Critically low battery.
There we go. Excellent. So, I
Critically
mean,
low
still
battery.
9%. She's shouting at me. So, like I said, there's quite a lot of buffer in there. I hope you found this video useful. Just don't take your drone more than 4 kilometers.